I'm Jason Andrews, and the example I used for textual poaching is a website called Garfield-Garfield. Well, here's just one of the, I just pulled one comic up the site so you kind of get a quick idea of the effect that this comic strip actually has without Garfield in it. But, let's see. So, again, I pulled up the definition of textual poaching from the book, and it's an impertinent raid on literary preserve that takes away all those things that are useful or pleasurable to the reader. And I thought this was an interesting concept because there have been other comic strips that have been altered by, I guess, poachers, such as like the Dysfunctional Family Circus, or there's even ones off of like Marmaduke and different comic strips that people have altered to try to make more funny in their own way. And recently, actually, February of this year, this concept became a phenomenon. In early 2008, an Irishman named Dan Walsh started his own little basically blog site for his friends and for him, just playing around with the cartoons that he pulled off, getting rid of pretty much any main character except for John Arbuckle, the owner of the cat, and leaving those frames blank using Photoshop, assumably. But basically, without the cat, the comic strip assumed a completely different level of humor. It's more, one of the articles I found says it's an even lonelier atmosphere for John Arbuckle. His observations seem to teeter between existential crisis and deep despair. I mean, just like that strip, he's excited by Toast coming up. It's kind of sad. But initially, when it started, it was receiving close to 500,000 hits a day in February and March, and it slowly dwindled down to an average of about 40,000. The actual creator of the comic strip has been interviewed, Jim Davis, and he's a like casual reader of the site. And opposed to in the book when they pull out instances of George Lucas and Star Wars and the company trying to hold their fan readers to a certain standard, maintaining the concept that was desired for it, he actually finds it very amusing and says sometimes they work almost better than what he intended them for. So I thought that was interesting. In fact, he's actually Jim Davis's company and Valentine Books is just recently published a book of Garfield minus Garfield to go along with the 30-year anniversary of the comic strip book that came out at the same time. It is credited to Jim Davis. Its authorship is to Jim Davis, but Dan Walsh, the creator of Garfield minus Garfield, wrote the foreword. So it's almost Jim Davis like giving props to one of his fans, and like it's taking what I think is like fan novels and readership to a whole nother level when the creator actually embraces it as one of his own. So here's just a comment off of Dan's site, Garfield minus Garfield. He says he'd been told that the author of Garfield was cool, but once he heard about Jim's appreciation for the site and didn't like ask him to tear it down or alter anything, he was even more impressed with the author. So I don't know. I just thought it was a really classic example of textual poaching that kind of went a good way for the reader, the fan, if you will. So, are there any questions?
Thank you.